Y'all saying y'all want to own property. These are the things that you have to consider, all right? The HOA, they will try to find any way to make some money.
Hey, niece and nephews, it's your girl, Auntie Faye. We are back with another video. I hope everyone had an amazing Christmas. I know I did, baby, okay? My son, my baby, he was just going crazy, all right? So it was a lot of gifts for him, a lot of stuff going on. You know what I realized having a toddler? I know this has nothing to do with this video, but y'all my peoples, I'm finna share with y'all, okay? Overstimulated is like a real thing, you know what I mean? And having so many toys in front of him, he didn't know what to do. It was just playing, opening this. So we eventually decided to, like, he opened all of his gifts, but then we eventually put majority of them away where he couldn't see them, so he can focus on maybe like 2 or 3. Because a lot of the gifts were like STEM gifts, you know, like things that make him think outside the box, things that make him have to build stuff, because there's so much stuff in front of him and he just wants to do everything at once. So anyways, that's that. But we're going to get to HOA fees. Now, the reason I wanted to have this conversation is because we eventually want to buy a house. And we talk about places that we want to live all the time. And we both agreed on why we don't want to live anywhere with HOAs. It's too many rules, too many stuff going on, too many scams. You hear about people losing their homes because of HOA fees, which is ridiculous, okay? So we're going to get right into these videos. In the meantime, niece and nephews, my name is Faye. Welcome back to The Vibe with Faye, where the talk is real, the vibes are strong, energy never misses. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that post notification bell so you never miss another vibe. And if you're too old to be my niece and nephew, hey, cousin, how you doing? All right, y'all, let's get to it.
Pas forcer moun ki pa remon remon, attendez. Moun ki pa remon même l'on bal manger la toujours à yo.
Listen to me. If you plan on ever buying a home, do not, I repeat, do not ever get a home with an HOA. I am currently getting sued by my HOA. If you don't know what an HOA is, it's a homeowners association. So when you buy a home, like in a community or whatever, they're the people who like take care of things within the neighborhood. If there's amenity, trash sometimes, you know, lawn services and like that type of thing. I first purchased my home like 5 years ago now. When I first got my home, my HOA started at $200, which was, you know, that's about average. It made sense. My community is very like, it's real basic, okay? Like there's no gym, there's no security, there's no gate. They do have a pool, but it's like a community pool.
I'm going to pause it right there. If I was to ever pay, I don't want to pay HOA, but to pay HOA and to not have not even a gate, like not have security and have an HOA fee, to me is crazy. The gym, I've seen places that don't have gym that have HOA, but they always have like a massive gate with guards that you have to like get through. And the line be long as hell because everyone is trying to get through the gate if you don't live there. If you live there, you got to pass on your car. You could just drive right through. But to not have a gate, that's crazy, sis. That is crazy.
It's not one of those like cute, nice pools. It's like very like, I don't even want to swim in it. I have not swam in the pool since I've been there. Like it's rough, okay? Since then, my HOA rate has gone up to $450 per month. Nothing has changed since the $200 per month. It's just gone up. Apparently, they're just allowed to do that with no rhyme or reason. Like, I don't know, inflation, aliens, they can say whatever they want, but the price can just go up and you really like have no say. Earlier this year, my HOA decided that they need to waterproof the crawl space under the units. This cost us homeowners an additional $500 per month for 7 months. So the $450 plus $500 plus my mortgage. That's like 2 mortgages. So all of a sudden my HOA is now $950 per month.
There's no way. I don't know, like, to people who pay for stuff like this, let me know if this is facts. First of all, I've never heard of paying that much per month. I've heard of maybe paying like, you know, maybe $750 a grand for the whole year. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I don't have an HOA fee, but $200 a month, I guess. You know what I mean? I guess. But now paying, y'all, there's no way, y'all. There's no way she's paying that much. I just like refuse to believe it. Y'all, that is crazy. At some point, baby, I'm finna sell the house. Baby, I'm selling. Who want this house? That's crazy. And usually when you are living in a HOA community, it's best to be a part of the HOA community. That way you guys can vote on things. But they're supposed to leave like notes on your door to let you know, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. You can't just raise what? And not only that, y'all, there's a lot of scams going on where a lot of these HOA community people are just taking the money for themselves. Baby, no way. I can't do it, honey. That's a lot.
I have all my stuff on auto pay because I ain't trying to remember like where my money got to go. I'm gonna forget. So when the rate changed, my auto pay just stayed, you know, what I had it set at. So I missed the first couple payments. Then I peeped what was going on, and I reached out to my HOA like, yo, I ain't got $950 per month just for my HOA. Like, I ain't got it. I don't have it, and that's crazy. So what do they decide to do? They decide to hire lawyers to basically force me to give them money I don't have. On top of the $950, which I think over the course of like 7 months had totaled up to like $3,500 total. So now on top of that, they're now also charging me for their lawyer fees for the lawyers they hired to sue me. Make it make sense. How, where, in what world does that make sense? Now I owe my HOA $10,000 and I'm just like, hello? I'm trying to negotiate with these people like, yo, I don't have that. Can we just settle for like the actual amount of like the fucking crawl space or whatever? Like, I'll figure out that money and just get, and they're like, no, you need to pay our lawyer fees too. Okay, well, I ain't got, like, I literally don't have it. What you want me to do? I live in Atlanta, so I don't know if it's different in other states, but here, baby, in Atlanta, they got free reign. They could just out of nowhere raise your HOA to $950 per month. That's literally another mortgage. Why would you do that? What is the reason? If any of y'all been through something like this or have some advice, maybe know something that I don't know, hey, help me out, okay? Help me out, because
Ma'am is not mad enough for me, okay? And because she's not mad enough for me, I'm not going to take her story serious. I just can't. Because ain't no way you are about to tell me that you have to pay $950 a month for HOA Atlanta. That's crazy. That's crazy. Also, there's supposed to be like a vote. That's how it works. Like, I know many people who lives in places where there are HOA fee. There is a vote. You can't just up and decide you're going to do something and not let the community know. The community doesn't vote on it. Not only that, they're supposed to leave a note on your door. You're supposed to get an email saying what's going on. There is no way that you didn't. I just refuse to believe that she did not know the cost when or as people voted on this. I'm just gonna no. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't want to believe that. Okay. Next. I really don't want to believe that.
So I don't know if you guys saw this clip that is going all over Instagram about this lady who lost her home due to HOA fees. Before y'all come in my comments talk about this is why I don't like HOA, let me tell you the story behind it. So the HOA was sending notices that the homeowner was behind $400. She never paid it. Eventually it got to like $1,250 and they told her that she was going to foreclose. They told her that they were going to foreclose on her and she thought it was a joke. So they basically sold the home and whoever bought it flipped it and now it's $850 and sold it for $850. So I'm just putting this out there. If you have a HOA, yes, they can foreclose on you. And if you're paying HOA, I strongly advise for you to be on the committee of the HOA so you actually know what's going on. And if possible, pay your HOAs up for like per quarter or for the year. Make sure you also call them to see if you can get on a payment plan.
I heard about this story too. This is sad. And I know someone else that went through this. One of my friends, her mom lived in a really, really, really nice community. And her house was like $450K or something like that, completely paid off. She'd been living there for 25, 30 years, completely paid the house off. Her mother got sick, fell back on the property taxes. It wasn't even HOA fees. Like, I mean, the HOA fees was like getting high, but the mom fell back on the property taxes more and then a little bit on the fees, and then she lost her home. The bank put a lien on her house and they took the home. Could you imagine paying off your house and like losing your home? Like, could you just imagine that? I think this is why I say you never actually own anything, right? You live in the United States and you don't actually own anything, no matter what. I don't care how much buying your home of your dreams is like the American dream. Whatever you think the American dream is, get that out of your head. Okay? Because if you notice now, there's a lot of people now just preferring to rent besides owning a home. And you know what I mean? It's a lot of people that's going through this. And I was thinking this is not a common thing. I was literally like, this can't be a common thing. But then the more research I do, there's everyone, let me not say everyone, a lot of people in a lot of states are going through this. This is why Ron DeSantis, he's the Florida governor. So he's trying to get rid of property taxes, which is not HOA fees. But I feel like him getting rid of property taxes is a great thing, right? But of course, that money is going to have to come from somewhere else. Who knows where? But for now, for someone who doesn't own a home, I feel like that's not bad to help out a lot of people, right? Because at the end of the day, you'll never actually own your home. Now, if you live somewhere where you don't have to pay HOA fees, once you pay off your home, that's your home and you no longer have to worry about the property taxes. That's great. That's better for them. They can do what the hell they want. But HOA fees, I feel like, are like the devil. Okay? That is demon money right there. And there's so many rules. There are people like who live in places, they can't have like their work truck in front of their house or work van. They can't have anything with a logo like on their van in front of their house. I saw one where a lady's garage was like scratched up and she had to fix that because it made like the property look bad, whatever. Certain things you can't have in your back. You have too many weird things in your backyard. Like not even weird, just a bin in your backyard. You can't have that in your backyard. It's just so many things. If you don't fix right away, you get a fee on top of having to fix the shit that you already got fucked up inside your house. And a lot of these places don't take care of the property either. Like they're supposed to take care of the grass. It's supposed to be like security. There are people who are still getting robbed. Their homes robbed. Okay? In like the HOA communities. That's why when the first girl said she don't even have a gate, that's crazy. And I feel like if you're going to pay a HOA fee, you know what I'm saying? You got to have a gate. You got to have a community pool. You got to have like a fitness center. It just needs to be a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be. There's a place that was built in Arcadia, Florida. And I'm going to find it. And I'll bring it back later. They build all new homes. There's a whole community there. There's a gate. There's supermarkets in there, like in the community, where people who live there work also in the community. Like you don't have to go anywhere. And they have HOA fees. There is even a theater in there, a bowling alley, fitness center, you know, shit like that. I feel like if you're going to pay some HOA fee, you might as well pay for that. But if it's not that, honey, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all. Let's get right to it.
Everybody wants to own a house until you have to deal with emails like this from your HOA. Look at this real quick.
So I just got this email right here saying that unsightly
General, your home is not being maintained in the community standards. Please adhere to the community guidelines of the maintenance of your home. Please pick up items in your backyard. Let's go look at my backyard, y'all. Mind you, I own my house, and they're telling me they're gonna find me for what's in my backyard. Let's go see what's in my backyard. Okay, y'all, this is my backyard. Right here, this is a jumpy, so I have it wrapped up in this tarp. It's a jumpy for the kids' birthdays. I got a hoop right here, a soccer ball. My daughter's bike is over there, another trash can. Maybe you could say I should probably throw that out. And then I have a grill. This is what they're gonna find me for. And a propane tank for when we had to blow up some balloons. They're gonna find me for this. This is what they're gonna find me for. The house that I own. This is ridiculous.
Okay, I want y'all to tell me what's wrong with his backyard. Y'all saw he had a backyard. Now I think maybe they don't like that tarp thing. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, the tarp thing does look a little messy, but still, it's his backyard, right? Maybe it's the tarp wrapped around a jumpy, but you gotta wrap the jumpy to protect the jumpy, right? Maybe if he lift up the basketball rim, maybe if he's standing up, it might be okay. Then there's the bike. Maybe if the bike was put on the wall, you know what I'm saying? Like not next to the grill, but you know what I mean? Like hanging on the wall, or maybe in the house, or maybe in the garage if he has a garage, you know what I mean? Maybe pick up the bin. Maybe move the trash from there next to the other trash. There was another trash right next to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much small things, but it's still his backyard and his house is paid for. His house is paid off. But sir, you live in the HOA. What's that on the ground? What's that, a can? There's actually there's some junk right here. Whatever that is, you know what I mean? It's still crazy to me. I mean, it's to me, it's not that bad. There's certain things he could pick up, make it look nicer, you know, but I feel like the tarp thing, maybe you might have to pull it into the garage if you have one. I don't know. But this is what I mean by like the rules, you know what I mean? Like there's so much things that you have to do to their standard, and they don't give you details or nothing. They just tell you your backyard, but they didn't tell him what about the backyard. Is it the grill? Is the basketball rim? I'm just trying to throw things out there what he can do. It sucks. It really does suck.
Y'all saying y'all want to own property. These are the things that you have to consider, all right? The HOA, they will try to find any way to make some money, any way possible. Like, bro, I can't stand the HOA because part of me is like, I appreciate them because on one hand, it's like, y'all maintain the neighborhood. But then on the other hand, I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all are going to charge me for having soccer balls and a basketball in my backyard? My backyard that I own this house. Ridiculous, bro.
Fee or threat of one.
Look at it, another fine.
From their HOA.
Once I see it from them, I go into oblivious rage.
Rosalind Cash is known in the community for caring a lot about her lawn. But no matter how hard she tries, she says the letters still come.
I'm sick and tired of them wasting their 44 cents, I don't know how much stamp it is now, of sending me a letter and telling me I need to cut my grass.
Down the street, LeBron Weems is lost in the letters.
You just get to the point where you just don't want to open these no more, and you're just afraid what you're going to see.
LeBron went to mediation with the HOA in June to fight nearly $15,000 in fines and fees, primarily for hosting a room on Airbnb that hasn't been active for years, according to his account.
Last time I had my account up and posted on Airbnb was September the 21st, 2023.
But from September 2023 to today, the HOAs fined him $150 a week.
It's ridiculous.
Trying for more than a
$150 a week. Sir, at this point, take down your account. Take down your account. It's not active. Why are they doing that? Take down your account. That's crazy. How did they even find it on there, number one? Like, who went looking? I'm telling you, there's always somebody in the committee. If you, listen, You gonna live in the HOA, you gotta get cool with somebody in the community or be in the community at this point. $150 a week? He owed about $15K? He gotta negotiate that? What are we talking about? How did they know it was on an Airbnb? And the lady that's putting the flags up, why she gotta cut her own grass? I'm paying HOA fees. Shouldn't you be the one cutting the grass? If I gotta do that, then what's the point? I mean, y'all let me know how HOA fees work. Do people cut their own grass or do they just cut the grass around the community? I mean, I thought they come out and cut your grass too. No? What am I paying for? Oh, I guess they just cut the grass on the grounds. They don't cut it on. Okay, well, fine. Her grass looked pretty cut to me though. Her house looked really maintained to me. Sir, deactivate the whole Airbnb page. It shouldn't even be on the website no more. That's crazy.
To get the fines removed, a new violation came.
Shuttles week 522 of $700.
A fine for faded shutters, double the amount of his yearly dues. Then,
one day I checked my Ring doorbell camera. I have the marshals at my front door.
Served with a lawsuit from the HOA and a lien on his home.
It's scary. Who can get up and just pay $16,000?
Across the street, Margot Mincy says the same thing happened to her after racking up fees for things like a leaning mailbox from a car hitting it.
They said that I wasn't making payments, but I couldn't. Like, if they wouldn't allow me to.
Similar to other neighbors Atlanta News First Investigates spoke with, Margot says she couldn't log in to pay on the HOA portal, and no one with the management company would return her emails and calls. The company, Century Management, oversees more than 400,000 homeowners in several states. Century's president told us that an HOA...
Look, I'm not saying that all HOAs are bad, but I just saw a home at today's auction get foreclosed on for $7,000. And before you say, oh, that could never happen to me, it can, and it does, and it literally happened today to a family. So here's what happened. The homeowner fell behind on their HOA dues. This is not their mortgage, this is not the taxes, it's the HOA dues. Of course, it started adding up after a few months, then they added fees to that, and so the HOA puts a lien on the property, and they can, like in this case, push it all the way into a foreclosure, and in this case, over $7,000. Most homeowners don't realize how much power homeowners associations or HOAs have. In some certain communities, they can have covenants in place that could allow them to put a lien on the property and push it into a sale, even if you're up to date on your mortgage. So here's the lesson. Do not ignore your HOA letters. If you get one in the mail, open it, read it, take action. Don't just toss them in your junk drawer or in the trash. Get to them. If you cannot make your payments for whatever reason, life happens. If you cannot make your payments, get to them before they make the phone call to an attorney that's going to foreclose on your home.
I hope this doesn't discourage anybody that live in HOA communities. But if you do, let me know what state you in and if you're going through this. I'm in Florida. Like, let me know what state you're in and the fees that you have, or if you love your HOA community, if it's the best place you've ever been at, if like you have everything there. You know what I mean? I feel like an HOA community should be like living on base. I've lived on a base before, okay? I lived in Fort Meade base in Baltimore, okay? And there was everything in there. A liquor store, supermarket, of course, a bowling alley, a theater, a Burger King. They had everything in there. Schools, you didn't have to leave, but that's the base. But I feel like an HOA should be similar to that. Maybe not the school, but similar. Could you imagine if it did have a school? Let me know, y'all. Let me know how I feel about this. Let me know if you're going through stuff like this where you are accumulating all of these fees in HOA. You just have no idea what the fuck to do. But if you have a great HOA, also let me know that too. All right, y'all. This is crazy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and pay your fees. Ciao.
Look at me. Do I look like I care? Look, just take it. Do I look like I... Look at me. Look, no, Sharice, look at me.